Okay, folks, we're going to start off with Comet Lovejoy. Nobody thought she'd survive as she skimmed across the sun, but she did. Now, instead of a big coronal mass ejection, we saw little coronal mass ejections coming off the right side of the sun here. It's the western limb, and we saw them all day and all night. They pretty much didn't stop. Luckily, none of them was very big, and none of them coming at Earth. The only thing that maybe came by Earth as Comet Lovejoy passed was this little region right here. Watch it become very dark, become an unstable, little cloud of plasma, and then it releases towards the Earth right there. And we'll run this back a little bit right here so you can see it. This dark part right here becomes unstable and actually lets loose off the sun in somewhat of an Earth-facing position. Luckily, it's a small little cloud. Magnetosphere is getting a bit of a test, doing very well, might I add. You might remember 2 or 3 days ago we had these double Hydra flare and coronal mass ejection coming off the northern part of the sun. Well, these struck our magnetosphere last night. You can see right there where it cuts into a more straight line. It's a slow-moving, dense solar wind stream from that CME. Don't really need to click on any of the heart meters. You can see the fluxgate magnetometer's quiet, and just one little blip on the induction magnetometer where we resounded a bit from the hip. In another day or so, we're going to have this magnetic filament that erupted off the bottom part of the sun right there hit the magnetosphere, and then maybe a day after that a strong solar wind stream from this coronal hole. And then of course we will be watching in 2 or 3 days for any effects from that little plasma cloud. Looking around the world, folks, Russia is having a doozy of a time with their boats here, one near Antarctica and one up near the North Pole. They're probably going to lose them both. This one up near the North Pole caught fire, and it's actually an atomic vessel. There are casualties there. We have increased volcanic activity in Indonesia, and in the Caribbean and Cocos Plates we're seeing stronger earthquake swarms in the Virgin Island region, and over the last day we've seen pretty strong earthquakes on either side of the Caribbean plate. So let's look somewhere in between there for a larger one in the coming days. Folks are saying that there really may be life on Mars, especially underground. Shouldn't really surprise any of you. The S&P cut the rating of 10 Spanish banks. And looking at a World War III update, folks, this is really beginning to be disturbing, all the things that are happening. And you have to wonder, is this just a show we are watching? You know, they came out and said the crash drone was looking at nuclear sites. This is what U.S. military officials told CNN. Now, it's crazy why they would actually come out and say that. Why they would even do that. Couldn't they do that with a satellite? And you know, this guy, Ahmed Karzai, the president of Afghanistan, came on TV yesterday and said, we're not going to take part in this. We don't want flights coming from Afghanistan. And Leon Panetta got up right after him and said, with all due respect, these aren't stopping. Folks, I really think that you got to keep your eye on this. It really could just be a show. They could have done all this with satellites. No need for a drone. We're really leading up to something big here, folks. Be safe.